wasn't my clock. So one of the devotees, he opened the door, and it was just engulfed with smoke, right? Smoke. The smoke could kill you before the fire does. So there were three of us there, and there was one devotee who, just decided to go through the smoke, tried to save the emergency, and got down. It's like 2.5 kilometers down. And he just put his towel around, and that's all. That's it. Then the fire department, we were waiting for the fire, somebody to come. We closed the door. It was really scary. I gathered whatever little things I could, my beads, Lakshmi that we had, and so on. And then we opened the windows to our hotel room, and it was 2.5 floors down. So if we jumped, it would have been, legs broken, whatever. Anyways, we're just waiting. This is the town of about 10,000 people. Fire brigade is around the corner. Fire, what do you call it? The fire engine. And so there's a lot of people out there. They were quite intoxicated. Many of them were indigenous people. I don't have anything against them. I meet them, I was get along with them. But they saw us, with the, open up the window, and there were all these people there. And people were saying, because we put one leg out, and people were saying, don't jump, don't do it, don't. About 50%. And then the other 50%, jump! So I was really kind of confused. Well, where's the fire brigade? They're coming! These are like drunk people, like easily 40 people out there like that, giving different instructions. Anyways, Krishna protected us. Fire brigade did come. They came, they put the ladder out, and they kept missing the window. We were trying to go a little too far this way, a little too far that way. But we descended the ladder, and we were saved, and I was just great. Krishna protected us. One man was pulled out. I think he may have died from the fire, from the smoke. Maybe he was drunk as well, all that stuff. Those kind of things go on. But if there's ever a fire, act quickly, act fast. The second devotee was, his name was Alain. He was from Quebec. And his father was a fire chief in Montreal. And we were so not sure what to do. He was going to tie the traditional, what do you call it, linen, tie it together and then come down like that.
But the one that left by the door with the towel, the one that left.
Oh yeah, we were united. He was sick. And we spent the next morning just by a lake of the woods, beautiful lake there. And in the morning when we woke up there, we vultures. They call them turkey vultures. You could look it online. They look pretty ugly, look at red, very menacing. And it was just one of those things we came close to death. It can happen at any time. May Krishna protect us and help us to act fast. Hare Krishna. Maybe some of you have had near-death experiences. Perhaps, just being in the car. One wrong move, 1 second off course, and finished. So we'll go for questions. Any questions? Please say no. The next walk, I have already started walking in Suriname. Anybody heard of Suriname? You're from there?
Yes.
Well, you left and I moved in. So I started walking at Paramaribo, and so So I go there every year to Suriname, so I figure it's a skill stretch. That way, you know, I'll cover every inch of a particular, something that makes sense in terms of a route to follow. So I thought it's something doable. I did change my knees. These are the cartilages were worn out. And so I have to be careful, you know, 73, 73. Not so long from now. I just have to be real careful not to push myself too hard. Okay, but I have a passion for walking countries, and to be honest with you, I asked these two wonderful souls, well, what is the length and breadth of this country, the Netherlands? It says it's 300 one way, 200 the other, right? That's doable. It is doable. That in the course of a few days, we can cover it and get it done. So the idea would be to come, maybe not next year, but the year after. I could walk in the morning, early in the morning, have my Mangalarti there on the road, do my 16 rounds plus, and then in the, take a little break, have a great meal, kitchery, pasta, whatever, and then do something with you we could have some programs in the evening at someone's house, or when you get to your temple, you know, whatever that will be. Okay. And just spend some time at people.
Ja.
So if we do walk, you can join us on the walk for a bit. But please don't do what some people do, which is, this happened a number of times. People are trying to get excited about joining me on the walk, just for a little stretch, you know, maybe 5 kilometers or something. So it happened a few times like this. I'm walking, I'm kind of waiting for someone to show up. Well, we're coming, Raj, we're coming. Okay, so it's like, I was doing 40 kilometers a day, and it was like, 38 kilometers, and then they decide to come. Okay, we're here, a whole van load of people come out. Okay, we're ready to go. I said, well, I'm almost finished my quota for the day, you know. Came a little bit late. There's a lot of people that do promise, next time, Maharaj, when you go on a walk across, or wherever, you let me know, I'll join you. And then a few months pass, well, we're ready to go. So, oh, things have changed in my life, blah, 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 all this kind of things. You almost can't trust people. Have you learned that lesson before? People are still learning it. Still learning. Yeah. Okay, so that's about a little bit about the walk. That's the first question. Did I answer the question? Okay. Is it all right? Okay. So on the list is Suriname and the Netherlands. And I'm not sure wherever. Probably that you have to join. Or I'll never talk to you. You join me or I won't talk to you again. You join me on the walk, okay? For a bit.
I'm sore knees.
Me? Well, okay. I'll carry you. I'll be like Beeman.
But he comes on Harinam and then he dances. Yeah.
So he's lying.
No fault.
So he's a liar. He's a liar. Any other questions? Yes. It's gotta be easy. It's gotta be an easy question.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu, may I ask a question?
If you sit down. If you sit down.
I have a question.
Okay.
Many years ago, 25 years ago, I came to ISKCON and I had a master before. And it is more than 30 years, I could not find a Sadhguru, Diksha Guru. Then I think there might be some obstacles, some problem why I'm not succeed in finding the Diksha Guru, Sadhguru. So can you help me with this?
Oh, to find it.
Yes, there will be a problem of I don't know what
Well,
it is.
usually the best thing to do, what we organize, arrange in ISKCON is that when you join in a certain place, it's a good idea to have a local person who's like a shikshikuru, a mentor.
There is no Maharaj coming at that's the trial.
Maharaj is not necessary, it's just somebody who's special.
Perhaps you may help me from active information.
Well, like I said, the best thing to do, even if you take diksha from someone, you know, usually that person is in the local area. However, we do have lots of shining stars in every area. There's some people who are experienced, they're very mature, and they can guide you, they can direct you, they can try to even match you up, like be a guru matchmaker, if you like.
Yes, I didn't find one.
You didn't find one in this area?
No, I asked you for 2 years. I didn't find.
There's no one here. Does anybody would anybody like to volunteer to be a mentor for your name?
Rosa.
Rosa. Is there anybody who'd like to volunteer for that?
I think someone already did.
I'm not qualified, but I offered her already that she can ask me questions. She contacted also Nilamar, I guess. So you are Radhanika, so you already approached some good persons who can help
I think
you.
that's the best policy, is that it's natural. There's somebody in your vicinity, in your community, that can do that kind of work, give guidance, you know?
Yes.
Guru is somebody who's like a cheerleader, like a coach, a guide, a mentor, all these things wrapped in one. So there's got to be some people, if there are some, take advice from them.
There is not really someone. I can visit Abovina, but it's such distance. Sometimes I ask my brother to come here, but in the neighborhood.
Well, you have to be kind of practical. Just use a telephone, you know? Call the person. So, you know, in this case, you just make a phone call and you can talk very personally. And that's very practical. You know?
So I should approach you. What is your suggestie daarin?
Yeah, I told you you can always call me. I already offered to you.
She can act like a mentor, you know? Give you some direction. Okay, isn't that practical? Anywhere you go in the world, where you're part of a community, there's gonna be some elders there they're well-wishing, they're blessers.
Yeah.
And they give some kind of guidance based on experience, you know? So that's what I would do.
Yes, there is also no option to pray to Krishna directly.
That can happen, okay.
In my meditation, I pray to Krishna in my meditation, and I could pray to Krishna in my meditation and ask for Krishna. I look. I write somewhere how to ask this. I
Yeah, praying is good. It's one of the 9 processes of devotional service. There's no harm in that. So, but in the meantime, Krishna is sending you some people. As far as Diksha Guru goes, give it a little time. Something should develop, right?
Yes.
You will help her with that.
Yeah, I offered her, but okay. Let's have a chat next week, okay?
It's a done deal. Hare Krishna.
Hey, Krishna.
Any other
Other
questions?
questions?
Yes.
Sophia.
Do you have any tips on how to remember Krishna in our daily lives? I mean, when we're doing our job, when we're cleaning the house or so, it's not so easy always. So.
Right. Well, in the morning, you know, I would just recommend, you're not living in a temple, but have some little bit of a spiritual program, even if it's 5 minutes. You know, I mean, if you can chant around, that's great, before you go to work or school. If you can do a puja, that's great. Or read a shloka for Bhagavad Gita, have something there. When Krishna woke up, you know, when he was in Vrindavan, you know, he woke up, or I'd say Dwarka's more. He'd get up in the morning and he'd do offer obeisances to his ancestors, forefathers, and so on, like the gods, goddesses, and guru, and family, and you know, so you take a little time to meditate like that. Now, how that translates into our current situation is, just read a little bit on Prabhupada, read a little bit about Krishna. It just takes a paragraph or two, that's all. And what has always helped me is that to think about God, you almost have to get away from people. Does that ring a bell? Does that resonate with some of you? So you go through one of those forests here and just go for a forest path. Take your bicycle and be a good Nederlands person and just go through the forest. Park the bike and walk, amidst the trees. Now, what I've also found out that helps is that chapter 7, chapter 8, 10, 11, there's references to God in nature. Which means I'm the taste of water, I'm the light of the sun and moon. So it requires getting outside a little bit. Like yesterday we were out for 2.5 hours and it was quite nippy. I'm Canadian, but it's kind of nippy. And nippy means chilly, right? And so to me, okay, that's a bite from Krishna. That's just Krishna, that coolness is Krishna. So learn to see that Krishna's not just a deity. You probably have a deity or you have some images of Krishna at home. So try to see Krishna through the elements. I find that really helps out. That, you can see him through the sky, through the trees, through the water that's flowing. It's quite easy for that to come about. The problem is that we're so immersed in our urban life. Concrete is everywhere. I don't know if you have Harley Davidsons here, but something like all this thing, everything is metal, everything's plastic or metal. And so it's hard to think on those terms. But just the best way to see Krishna, spend some time outside. Don't be always inside. Do yourself a favor. There's a wonderful world out there. So when you breathe the air, that's Krishna. When you take a shower in the morning, that's Krishna. Of course, and then you've got canals here. How can you not think of Krishna? And the taste of water. Of course, I wouldn't take a mug and then drink from the canal. But just try and endeavor to look around, and you'll see when you'll be there. You've got so many birds here. You've got ducks. You've got those hoots. You've got swans. You've got geese. You've got pigeons. You have magpies. What else is out there? Parrots. Parakeets as well. They're out here. Hare Krishna. There's so much out there.
The North Sea. That's my favorite place. Also going to teach in the North Sea and take your job. And if you can't find Krishna there, you gotta find him.
And I think also when dealing with people, sometimes it's, people have certain attitudes. People have certain, what shall we say, idiosyncrasies. You know what I mean by that? Idiosyncrasy?
No.
It just means some odd, from your perspective, an oddity about them. Something weird about some people, right? Many. We might draw that a bit, but when you have a chat with them, you have to look into their eyes. There's something else there. The eyes are like almost like a so it's good to penetrate. It's good to try to see Krishna in all things. That's what it means to be Krishna conscious. It's not just good enough to puja. It's not enough. It certainly helps, but I think we're supposed to see that God is inside and God is outside. He's in the truth too. Story of Flevoland. Yes.
Regarding her question, you can try to see Krishna, how he arranges things in your life. That nothing happens by chance, and like that you become Krishna conscious, because nothing what happens to you, there's always a reason for it. Sometimes to test you, and sometimes to draw you closer, to become more renounced, like that.
Good. Yes, yes, exactly. See the hand of God in all things. That's a really good way to go. And then when you see, like this, you'll start to register in your mind little miracles. Every day there's little miracles.
Yes.
Am I right about that?
Mm-hmm.
Something that's, we call it coincidence, or it's an accident or something. Luck, but actually it's just Krishna trying to do his little magical thing with you. So when those kind of little miracles mount up, the little miracles become like a big miracle, and it's just simply Krishna's hand doing his magical tricks. You just have to be a little more perceptive, that's all. I'm supposed to think that, I guess.
That's very perceptive.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Good. Anything else?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
What you're saying about experiencing God in nature and outside. I've had very nice experiences like this, you know, like the mountain, the bones on the log, and the sunset and the sunrise of this outfit from the log. And I love walking outside. Following the advice, but then I was so guilty that I don't sit and focus my mind properly. Then I feel very, you know, thinking, oh, I'm having a nice time, but am I properly, personally, I can say, perhaps for me, should I not be sitting and focusing my mind on the mountain?
Well, that's there. We're given an allotment every day. Srila Prabhupada's given us a time frame. I'm going to sneeze. So that was cute, wasn't it? It's the first time I ever did like that. So we should see Krishna in the name, but it's not limited to the name. We just have prashad. Krishna's in the prashad. Krishna's in the relationships that people try to build with each other. Krishna's there in time. He likes sunrise, sunsets. That's the eye of God. He's blinking. And so we see it like that. Krishna says, I am time. 3 times he says
Yes.
Chapter 10, chapter 11, I am time. He says, time I am, destroyer of the worlds, chapter 11. He also says, I am time inexhaustible. I go on forever and ever. He also says, of subduers I am time. This is very relevant for everybody. Say you hurt somebody or someone hurt you, and you feel bad about being like misunderstood. It happens a lot, amongst people, even amongst devotees. They hurt me, and so what do you do? How do you deal with that? Oftentimes we like to retaliate. We like to act in passion. Rajika will want to lash out right on the spot. But usually what's recommended, take a deep breath. That's very much time to do your pranayama. Satvagun, take a deep breath, process what just happened, what the person did, said, or physically to you, and take a little time before maybe an answer will come as to how to deal with it. But it doesn't always come with, an immediate vengeful lunge at the other person. It usually means take some time. So therefore Krishna says, of subduers I am time. So if you have some pain, time will fix that pain. We have to respect that. We have to respect it. We need to look, I think it's really important to perceive God more through the time factor. You're gonna have to go? Okay, good. Time, there you go. And I'm imploring you, Bruce, please, think Krishna more, not just as the deities, or not just as the Lord, but it's the sun, it's the movements of the sun, it's the movements of the Lord. So that's what I'm trying to say, see God in nature. And if we just use a little more patience, because time and patience are very related to each other, and then the healing process will come. It'll come a lot easier. Do you have poison ivy here in the Netherlands?
I believe they do.
Okay. Do you have? Does anybody ever had it? Poison oak?
What?
I've had poison ivy.
Okay.
What poison? What is that?
You had poison ivy. Yeah. Well, it's a plant that it's kind of shiny. It has 3 leaves, and you get in contact with it, and there's this itch, and then comes all this.
Brandnetels. Brandnetels. We call it brandnetels. No?
It's not brandnetels.
No? Wat dan?
Brandnetels burned. Poison ivy makes you blister. You get blisters, you get red spots,
A rash.
itches, or like a
It's
rash.
a rash.
Oh.
It leaks.
Oh.
It's like for days. It's miserable.
Oh.
It's horrible. So
Calamine lotion.
I think no, there's something better. Just put some clay on the infected area, or tilak. Just put tilak in the area. Now the reason why I'm saying it's a cure, it's to heal. So one of the healing factors is just time, but we don't respect time enough. We don't, because we don't see it as Krishna. Time I am. Just let it register. But when it comes to time, that is Krishna. And let us expand our understanding of what is Krishna. Time to go.
Time to go.
I want to thank you very much. We're going to come back again.
Thank you so much. Haribol.
But
Sorry.
There's a deal.
And you have a donation. Please, you can go and run and give it now to Maharaj, because they're leaving. A donation from Maharaj. He also has to travel and all,
Save it for your new temple. So we will come, but we did strike a deal, right? You have to come to visit me. You have to come to Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I'll come.
Oh. Business. Krishna business.
Yeah, why not? Strike a deal with God. Well, thank you very much. It was great, Prashadam. Especially for us.
Ja. Even een donatiebox. Sorry.
Salad was wonderful.
Ik heb geen donatiebox. Iemand een donatie voor Maharaj? Oh, kijk, hier is er iemand, mama. Ja, Maharaj. Maharaj. Sorry, I couldn't find a bigger one.